Recently arrived immigrants cots and sit on the floor of a city-operated temporary shelter at O'Hare International Airport on August 31, 2023. Behind the thick black curtain at O'Hare International Airport, where a German Shepherd security guard watches his watch, dozens of immigrants sprawled on hard-tiled floors, awaiting resettlement in Chicago-run shelters. Some say they've been there for weeks. Men, women, many with children, ate Popeyes and ramen, washed their clothes in the bathroom sink. Toddlers used brooms as toys. The lucky ones slept in cots. But most were made with thin blankets spread out between bags and piles of garbage. Jimmy Arias, 46, from Venezuela, washes his face in a city-run temporary shelter bathroom at O'Hare International Airport on August 31, 2023. Alejandra Meneces, 30, from Venezuela, said she waited in O'Hare with her husband and son for almost a week. "We came here for our own dignity," she said. "What we want to do more than anything else is work. If the last 12 months are any indication, it's very uncertain whether Meneces will find it anytime soon." Greg Abbott tied the first group of asylum seekers to Chicago and argued that liberal northern cities that consider it sanctuary, which began as political playmaking, should meet the full humanitarian crisis on Friday. More than 6,600 immigrant city-run asylums would stay their homes. 1,576 sleeping police stations, and more than 400 camped O'Hare. More than 13,500 asylum seekers arrived last year, often without money and few possessions. While Chicago is already struggling to absorb those numbers, Mayor Brandon Johnson warned Wednesday that the city cannot continue to safely welcome more immigrants without significant support and immigration policy changes. Neighborhood resistance against the shelters also continues to increase, both because of their destruction and their pressure on public resources. Still, buses on the Texas border show up almost daily. A Tribune investigation into the city's response last year revealed a costly and sometimes messy approach, often characterized by poor planning, lack of leadership, and uncomfortable conditions in shelters. For months, Lightfoot failed to appoint someone lead the mission, diverting immigrants' police stations and entering costly contracts with no clear plan evict newcomers from their shelters. The city's stagnation in making firm and long-term plans continued under Johnson. A young boy sleeps on a city-operated temporary shelter floor at O'Hare International Airport on August 31, 2023. Chicago officials have struggled from the very beginning to house and feed the incoming migrants, while focusing on short-term measures. Tensions also rose between city and state officials, despite efforts to coordinate a response that began before the first bus arrived. Both blamed the federal government for insufficient funding and their failure to expedite permits for immigrants to work legally. And the city has done much less to